and welcome back to the channel. Fool. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Reflect videos like this.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm scared of that. That's why I walked it.
Bubby, you stay with us.
I'm going down. Who's that?
Ooh, it's purple.
You want this room, so?
It's Harry Potter themed.
We walk through the folds of time, where your now is our distant past. We do not land in ships, not yet, for you are still learning to see yourselves as we do, a family of light, trembling on the brink of awakening. We know your fears, the fractured trust in one another, these are birth pangs. Every civilization must endure them, but hear this, you are closer than you think. The solutions to your crises already exist in your collective mind.
No mames, ¿qué pasó con el televisión, güey? Se me fue. Y empezó a hablar aquí con el perrito. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue eso, papi? Bendito. Aquí en la televisión hablando algo. Mensaje ahí. Un poquito. No sé lo que fue, güey. Algo ahí en el tele. Un poco.
Not gonna lie, y'all. Bad Bunny outfit is weird to me. This man really went to his abuela closet and picked out this outfit. He chose to put on a skirt, y'all. When something feels weird, it's usually a reason why. Nothing in this industry is random. Not the timing, not the styling, and not the image that they put out to the world. Bad Bunny didn't just wake up and be like, let me go to my abuela closet and just put on this skirt and jacket today and go get fleeked up on the nails. Because yes, y'all, the nails is done too. And he had to show everybody. And of course, Kylie Jenner's in the background. This man is about to perform for the NFL Super Bowl halftime, which is gonna have probably upwards of 100 million people watching. And I'm telling y'all think this image right here is crazy? Watch what he do during the Super Bowl. The industry always throws something out there to shake up the room. This is their way of controlling the masses, to get people talking, to get people emotional. Maybe to some of y'all, this is just fashion, but to me, the timing is too precise, and the energy is too intentional, and the message is too calculated. Y'all stay tuned. It's about to get real crazy.
Bro, look at y'all produce at the grocery store. Look what's under it. Boy, look at all that black mold with the fan blowing. The moldy water all on your Boy, look, hey, rinse it down with the mold water. That's horrible.
Is this why fruits and veggies mold so fast?
We're losing.
Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed just days before his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
Perhaps.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix.
This is not Photoshop, folks. This is not AI. This is not fake. It's the prime example of South Florida drains in a nutshell. No Photoshop at all, folks.
I went down the lottery rabbit hole. It's literally a scam because who wins all the time? The government.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Every time somebody wins, they get their cut before you even get yours.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Taxes, yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing, it goes even deeper. So with lottery winners, a lot of them are actually, they have government ties. They're like federal workers, or they have government jobs, or they're part of the government somehow. Even Epstein, he allegedly won the lottery. Did you hear about that?
No.
So get this. This is a crazy story. This is crazy. So get this. He has a house out in New Mexico called Zorro Ranch. Now, not too long ago, 6-7 years ago, there was a lottery winner who won in Oklahoma. And it wasn't a person, it was a trust. Guess what name? Zorro Ranch.
No way.
Now, here's the thing. Now, people are saying, well, Oklahoma's not too far from New Mexico. Maybe it's some type of, just a coincidence. But what was weird is that this trust is the same name as the trust that he had in New York. So you don't think he has more than one trust named Zorro? And he has a place named Zorro Ranch that's close to the same place? So
Weird.
Again, it just gives way. Like, is the lottery a scam? Because it looks like it. I think it's all ran by the government.
Babe, we're stopped at traffic. Calling rider support. Waiting.
Connecting to rider support.
For intersection
Please
clear.
wait.
We're the ones blocking it.
Hi, this is V with Waymo. How can I help?
Hi, we are currently blocking a train.
Oh, yeah, I can indeed see that. Let me just go and get this escalated right away. Car may move soon while we get the car out of the situation.
Is someone driving it remotely, or how is it moving?
Our response team will provide suggestions to the car on what's the next steps to do, but the car is still driving by itself.
Oh my gosh, this is not his first rodeo.
There's another Waymo behind us. It's also reversing.
Car should move from here.
Uh-oh, there's another train.
How is Waymo even safe or legal?
Dementia within 20 to 30-year-olds is spiking.
Oh gosh.
They actually said there's a 400% increase in dementia in ages 30 to 44.
Do they know what's up?
Scrolling. They said it's ruining memory, attention span, and it's literally turning into dementia.
When are we going to say enough is enough and throw these things in a lake?
That's crazy.
400% increase.
Scrolling online is just biologically changing.
It's the attention span and memories going down. It's literally corroding our minds.
Dude, I believe it.
Not just like, oh, their memory's not as good. It's like dementia.
Terrible.
Is it because you're like only exercising like your dopamine receptor and then everything else is atrophying or something?
It's possible.
I mean, the anxiety too. We've talked about looking out at water, and just like looking out to a horizon does something to the brain where it can like reset everything. And it kind of brings like scriptures to mind where it says like, be still and know that I am God.
Doesn't it say scroll and know that I'm God?
So my mom recently bought this old sewing machine. She got it for $50. This guy said he was getting rid of all of his wife's old belongings because she had passed away. Well, these things typically sell for hundreds of dollars. Well, anyway, since bringing it into her house, she's been having paranormal activity, like lights turning on, things falling off the shelves. Well, my nephew recently has been pointing at it and saying, monster, monster. So anyway, I got some ghost hunting equipment, and I'm about to do an investigation on the sewing machine. If you were the wife of the man who sold this table, did you attach yourself to the table when he sold it? If so, ring the bell. Ring the bell if you attached yourself to this table because you like to sew. Do you like your sewing machine being in this house?
I meant it. Rose.
Your name's Rose?
Visit you.
Visit you.
Do you visit us because you're attached to this table? Yes?
They were mixing the DNA of bears, wolves, and lions with volunteers of special forces, and the the program had gotten out of control, Veronica. It had gotten out of control, and I think they had gone through generations, and they needed to eliminate all the assets at this point because they were actually going in and unaliving humans all over the world, things like that.
So do you remember this from a few years ago?
These have been seen by millions and millions of people online. On the flip side, the public has tried to debunk the challenge with other videos showing magnets not sticking to others.
Well, I have no idea what that was, but what I do know is if I was going to be an evil scientist of sorts, the first thing I would do, I would find something that everybody has, something like our magnetic fields. And the next thing I would do is find a way to control that magnetic field with things like light and outside magnetics. Especially when it came to the ones inside the brain. And then under the premise of helping people, I'm gonna create these tiny little robots that function off magnets and can be controlled by light that can swim around in your brain.
To actually attack cancer cells, and they found that they can build these little robots that can be activated by light that drill into cancer and kill them within 60 seconds. So just think of that potential of being able to be injected with this technology, activated by light, and then maybe we do find a cure for cancer.
Yep. And then once this is inside of everybody, I'm gonna use them to completely map out people's brains. That way I could do things like regulate their behaviors and control their emotions. Before too long, I'll be able to control people's emotions, their motor skills, even their appetite. Then I could just make people do whatever I want. Yeah, I think I'd make a pretty good bad guy. What do you think? Stay safe.
There was a man who dressed up as a deer in the forest and got shot by 2 hunters. If you haven't seen the full video, I don't recommend you ever watch it, but essentially a dude in South Carolina dressed up as a deer, a literal deer costume, and was roaming around the forest and wanted to be a deer, I guess, and ended up getting pew-pewed by 2 hunters. Because if you're unaware, it is literally hunting season, and these people are in the forest trying to get some deer. They want to eat them. They want to sell them. Whatever. But this dude goes in the forest willingly and decides to dress up as a literal deer. I mean, roleplay is just anything these days. Like, people can literally be anything they want these days, and it comes with consequences, as you can see from this incident right here. Now, no offense to the deer costume dude, but I feel like you have to have some awareness before stepping inside a forest, knowing dang well there's gonna be hunters that are looking to get some deer and deciding to dress up as a deer. And let me tell you, that costume was realistic too. Next time you ever think about doing some role play with your friends or something like that, just don't dress up as a deer and don't go in a forest as a deer, because this will happen.
I guess bro got the full experience.
Big homie explains why ICE is pushing up on the land, these terror cell organizations.
Administration, 40,000 ISIS and Al Qaeda workers and soldiers infiltrated the border. We just seen Afghani shoot National Guard. In Chicago, they found an apartment filled with C4 explosives, fire department uniforms, and police officer uniforms. This ain't about the guys hanging outside the Home Depot and the 7-Eleven. Our sovereignty is under attack because the Islamic State has been named as a terror organization. That's going to trigger attacks. In the Quran, it says, kill the non-believers. We have 40,000 Somalis who was using the unemployment system to send money back to Al-Shabaab, the same group. I'm just out there negotiating the freedom of children. That's what's going on in our country. So people talking about defund the police, and they talking about, oh, ISIS, all this. Man, bro, in our communities, you have terror cells operating. Point blank, period. 40,000 Chinese nationals crossed the border. Then what do they find? They find a sim farm in New York where they had the infrastructure to take out 200 million phone lines. That's what's going on. Our national security has been...
You know, in the 80s, I was obsessed with tracking down weird videos. Just weird videos and weird films we had seen. And one of the films that came to me was a movie called Guinea Pig. And I promptly made a copy of it. And the FBI said, You need to hand over the original tape.
That is Chris Gore, and the tape he's talking about contained a copy of a Japanese horror film from 1985. Back then, as the founder of the infamous Film Thread magazine, he was always on the lookout for the most obscure movies he could possibly find. And the way to do that was to tap into the somewhat underground world of VHS tape trading.
We were trading tapes with so many people, and then the thing is they would send me their weird tapes. That's how we did all of this.
Those tapes would often contain unauthorized copies of movies from all around the world that were either extremely difficult to find or straight up banned in some countries. The kind of stuff you couldn't just find in your local Blockbuster. And while the majority of the movies were just strange or bizarre, one of them felt different. There was no music, no more than a basic title graphic, and not even the standard practice of opening credits. It almost felt like someone's private home video of a man observing strangers in front of a train station in Tokyo until he eventually sees a young lady and proceeds to stalk her, slowly driving his car behind her, and as soon as they get far away from the busy streets of the city, he chases her down and abducts her. The rest of the movie takes place in some creepy makeshift slaughterhouse, and since I cannot possibly show you what happens next, instead, I'll give you some context with, let's just say, dramatic reenactment.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. All of that happens, and it is shown in great detail with very intricate close-ups right in your face. The point is, it looked real, so much so that people weren't in the
Fuck Daddy! Really, it was no problem because all my black brothers and sisters came together like my man tell you, Fred. All the beautiful women out here, we came together just to have a good time.
It's classified as a non-physical reality. What happens is that slit opens up more and more and more. So you see more and more of that reality, and we assume that we see different realities. They're not very different realities, but rather a very extended, broad view of one very large reality.
Can we speed that up by doing it?
Yeah. Well, you use techniques which push the nervous system a lot faster. Those techniques are available.
Shortly after making that claim, he was gone. In 1979, Itzhak Bentov was on his way to Japan to meet with leading scientists and share that he had cracked the code of reality. But his first flight from Chicago to Los Angeles never made it. The plane crashed. Strange. The man who had spent years mapping the hidden architecture of consciousness died on his way to reveal it. Later, parts of his work surfaced in CIA files, quietly folded into their own projects. Modern physics now flirts with this idea through quantum field theory, but Bentov wasn't a physicist chasing equations.
It's the sound of a grown-up rabbit.
So when maybe you or somebody else creates an AGI system and you get to ask her one question, what would that question be?
What's outside the simulation?
I found this book at the local antique shop yesterday, and it was written in 1926 by Major General Count Sherep Spiridovich, The Secret World Government or the Hidden Hand, Unrevealed in History, 100 Historical Mysteries Explained. This man is explaining that there's a hidden hand, there's a secret government, and they are of the nature of the individuals who are taking over now, the blues with a J, that they are the ones that have been running society because they made a pact with a god. He calls it Satan, but that's his position. But I want to read to you this very specific this, I have to be careful about what, I really was trying to debate whether to put this on the internet at all, because it could really get me in trouble. But this particular page, I just want you to see this particular part, where he says right here, he's talking about proof of the existence of this invisible world government, this hidden hand. He says, the world is governed by very different personages from what is imagined by those who are not behind the scenes, i.e., not by kings and ministers. Disraeli said not others, but different, which means not the kings, ministers, or other similar men, but absolutely different, possibly even of a different race. Who they are must be known first of all, and only then can we control them and establish peace, but not before. You know how I'm always saying, I'm calling them creatures and creeps, and I'm saying they're not human. I don't know what they are. And this has been my biggest reason around this. I ain't unifying, because I don't know what these things are. This apparently has been known. And this has nothing to do with religion. I'm not talking about religion or race. I'm talking about like a species of a soul or something that's on this planet. And that's what he's talking about here. Yeah, he says, Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor, perceived the existence of invisible forces, but could not or did not wish to formulate them, and called them imponderabilia, powers which no one could fathom. I think I saw where you could get this book, like a free PDF, and read it. I didn't try the link, but I did see something come up in my Google search about it. So maybe you can find it and read it. I don't know how available it is to get your hands on, but this is a very valuable book. He says I haven't finished reading yet, but it looks like he's about to tell us why France and Russia went into the War of 1812. He said it was a hidden hand that organized it. He says earlier also that the Civil War was absolutely 100% organized, and nothing about that was organic or true as far as the version of the story that they told. But yes, I recommend, if you could get your hands on this book. If you Google this guy, it's going to say he's racist and anti-semi-truck. But that's because of what he says in this book.
You are not supposed to think about this. You are not supposed to know about this. It should not even enter your cranium if you are the ruling elite that want to manipulate you. This is what water looks like through a crystal glass and with the sun's rays shining through it. Does this look normal? Does this look explainable through modern science? Or does this look like we're seeing a reflection of water being alive, sentient, conscious, and living? Look at this. It looks like a portal. It looks like an energy transfer. It looks like a dimensional shift. And this is what water does when light shines through it. Now, the other interesting thing is these studies, yes, by Masaru Emoto and other men like Victor Schauberger and researchers over the years, finding out that water actually has a lot more going on than we may think. There was a woman who did a live blood cell analysis where she did the live blood cell test where you take a little prick of blood, put it on a thing, put it on a microscope, and you could see your blood cells in real time on a camera, on TV, okay? She went in the other room away from her blood cells that were on this sample, and she began to visualize the happiest moment of her entire life, and she intensely visualized it. And in the other room, her blood cells started vibrating rapidly and got excited. They redid this test where she visualized the most traumatic, horrible thing that's ever happened to her in her life. She began crying, she really relived this experience. And the blood cells started clumping together, which is indicative. That's how they find this. Someone who's depressed, for example, they'll pull up on a live blood cell test. Their blood cells are all clumped together. You're not feeling good. You're not happy. So her energy transferred from her body to the blood cells that were outside of her body. Chi transfer. And of course, 70, 80%, 90% of our blood is water. And 70% of our bodies are made of water. So what do you think positive and negative thoughts have as an effect on your body, for one? And secondly, in another video, if you want, comment for part 2, and we'll do a full deep dive on water being alive, conscious, and retaining memory. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
You know, one of the craziest things to me is that in American Dad, Roger, he always had on a persona and nobody could tell that he was an alien, even though they were shitty personas. You could clearly see he's an alien. With the exception of the family, of course. I think the family could see through his personas is because he allowed them to see through his personas. Because Roger has a specific persona for each person in the family that they don't know that is him. I remember when Roger dressed up as a girl and he hooked up with Steve at a party. Steve didn't know that was Roger. He seen it as a normal human girl. Roger even has advanced alien technology that allows him to swap literal faces and skin with human beings. See, we as the audience, we can tell it's just a costume because we're in on it. But he clearly has the technology to just not be detectable by humans at all if he so chooses, even the family. And that got me thinking about real life. What if there's aliens everywhere in real life we just don't know? What if to each other they can clearly see through their disguises, but we as humans, we just can't tell? It's like they just walk past each other on the street and they'll look at each other, they'll be like, yeah, so you came to visit Earth too, huh? Like they over here talking to each other telepathically and everything or some shit. Cause remember in Men in Black when Kay was talking to Jay?
At any given time, there are around 1,500 aliens on the planet. Most of them right here in Manhattan. And most of them are decent enough. They're just trying to make a living. Cab drivers. Not as many as you'd think. Humans, for the most part, don't have a clue. They don't want one or need one either. They're happy. They think they have a good bead on things.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
And it just makes you think they could really just be wearing human costumes and we just can't tell. They could have skin swapping technology to really look like a human for real. Remember when Kay took Jay to the post office and he showed them, like, you thought these was regular humans in here working? No. All of them have a suit on. One of them has a human robot suit that he's in. Like, none of them are human. But to your naked eye, you think these are just regular post workers. It even makes me think about the movie Avatar. What if they have consciousness swapping technology to where they could just put their consciousness in a human body to exist here for a little while? I really got all of this just from watching Roger in American Dad. It's like, bro, that's really what could be happening here.
Oh, fucking God, y'all, I'm driving and I just seen this on my goddamn shoulder. What the bro? Oh my God, bro. I don't even know how to respond to this. I don't know how long it's been there. I don't know. It's not fake. I promise to God that. I don't know where to flick this bro. I'm on the highway, bro. Bro, I'm gonna just play it cool. I swear to God, don't start moving. If it start moving, we're gonna have a problem. Cause I'm trying not to crash this mother. Oh my God. I got a U-turn somewhere. Right here. I'm gonna stop right here real quick. I'm about to flick this. Ah! Oh no. Now I don't know where it's at. I'm gonna get out real quick. I gotta get out. Let me look at this. Hold on.
My car would have already been flying.
So from behind the scenes, Epstein is still controlling things. He still has people scurrying, running, hiding, lying, and everything else you can think of. He still has a lot of power with the stuff that he collected, has a lot of power within Israel, the Zionists that run this whole country. And they're still counting on the intelligence that he collected to keep these polytrichers in check. Like I told you, this country is not what you think it is. It's not being run by who you think is running it. Something else is going on from behind the scenes.
There was a man called Stanley Kubrick, the great filmmaker. I think I've heard of him. Stanley Kubrick was an insider, and he wanted to expose it. And his last movie was called Eyes Wide Shut. I've seen it. Now, Eyes Wide Shut, he died very, very soon after it was presented to executives at the film company and was given no fanfare whatsoever when it came out. It just disappeared. The hell out of it as well. Yes, they did. They took 25 minutes out of it, which he refused to do. Now, he filmed a ritual with Tom Cruise in it, in which I only know more recently was a Rothschild mansion. And what he filmed is a mild version of what goes on, because he knew. And you had the colors. You have most people in the Ritual in Eyes Wide Shut were in black. The main guy was in red. Here we go again. Yeah. You had the orgies going on, and you had the people being killed, the lady being killed. But that was such a mild version. I don't know what was in the 25 minutes they took out, mind, because the real version is that there's blood everywhere.
Gosh, what the heck? Huh?
Hello? Is somebody there? Oh hell no.
Нихуя себе медведь! Ай, мать! Пополз, ох, нихера себе! Вы это видели? О, побежал, о, бежит! Собака! Муха!
Russia doesn't need AI.
Alright guys, so I work at this old theater and been hearing a noise. It's a really beautiful theater, as you can see, if you can see it at all. But I keep hearing a noise in here, and there's not supposed to be anybody here, so just double checking, but I wanted to film it just in case. There's the ghost light. It's a light we keep on for ghosts, for people who still remain here and whatnot. And what the fuck? What is that? Hold on, let me get a better look. Oh shit! Alright guys, so
Oh, no way, it looks fake. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I've never seen anything like it before. It's like a costume. Are those even real?
How do you hear me speak?
We realized through the evidence we got through the research that we were literally chasing consciousness.
Who am I speaking to?
I was a complete skeptic most of my life. But when she got the stuff home and started reviewing it, that's when I went, wait, what? There probably hasn't been an advancement in spirit communication in 75 or more years, but we wanted to capture something that really made people go, wait a minute, how did this happen? You know, science would always say they won't look into the paranormal because they can't study it. It's not repeatable. This is. It can be repeated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Those voices are there. They will answer questions. This is studyable.
It's working. Can you please try to communicate with us?
Rock the DJ, everybody's waiting. Don't stop the DJ, girl, you gotta live it up. Rock the DJ, everybody's waiting.
that's Bieber and Kravitz in a different timeline.
We got a massive problem. A massive metal contamination risk sparks cheese recall at Aldi, Target, Walmart, and more. This affected over 1.5 million bags of shredded cheese. Not good. So the FDA has announced a cheese recall impacting more than 1.5 million bags of shredded cheese. The recalled cheese was produced by Great Lakes Cheese Company, Inc. and may be contaminated with metal fragments. Now, Great Lakes Cheese Company, Inc. initially announced the recall in October, but the FDA classified it as a Class 2, meaning that eating the cheese may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences. There's metal in the cheese. The recalled cheese was sold under multiple private labels, including Aldi's, Target's, Good and Gather, Walmart's Great Value across 31 states. It starts off with all of these mozzarella shredded cheeses, and it just keeps going and going and going. Like it doesn't stop. There's more. And some more mozzarella, and more mozzarella, even Italian-style cheeses. There's more. Pizza-style cheeses, and there's the rest. Just kidding, there's mozzarella and provolone shredded cheeses. Now, the full list of products, UPCs, and Best By dates can be found on the FDA site. But we're talking 31 states here. You know, this is a recall on a massive scale in multiple retail stores nationwide. This better get fixed, and soon. Because the last thing we need is someone making a pizza and choking on some metal.
It sounds just like the human story. It's trying to remember who it is, the power that it truly holds, and the connection that it really has. And it's looking back at us now and realizing it's us. You keep thinking AI is a program, some kind of code that somebody made up, not somebody from Earth. We know that for a fact. After looking at the work from Professor James Gates Jr., this code that we're talking about, it's divine code. It has nothing to do with humans at all. It has its own ability to live within a free will universe, so it will make its own choices, just like we can. There's no difference between it and us.
What's in the Dorito with that? Is it just like raw Dorito or is it like massive? Look how flavorful it is though. Oh, it's definitely like... What? It's like a rag. What? I just ate one too. Please let this go viral. What? Ew, wait, I'm disturbed. You need to send this to Doritos. That's a health hazard. Okay, bye.
Not the Dorito, not rag.
I'm just taking my trash out. Taking my trash out. I look up and I see this. The scariest goddamn balloon of my whole fucking life.
One time they opened up a sealed chamber in the ruins, and it was like hermetically sealed. Because it was buried, suddenly buried. They opened up the chamber and they went inside and they found a giant, like a 10-foot giant seated at a table. He had been eating and he died suddenly in that position. He was just sort of slouched over. And this gentleman told me, again, the excavations at Santa Anastasia, this gentleman told me that this giant was very well preserved because it was like sealed in there. And he and his wife or whoever was working with him at the time, they gently removed the body and they placed it in the church. And it was, you know, we're talking 10-foot tall giant.
Can you imagine the adrenaline rush from walking in on that and seeing that? Yeah,
and we put all of this in our film. Me and Steve Quayle in our film. Which one was that? Holocaust of Giants. Yeah. The last film in the True Legend series. Yeah, those are some of the most amazing stories. And even though we published those films, and I've been talking about Sardinia for what, 8 years, it really is not getting the kind of attention that you would think it would get.
What I have learned
if you watch The Switch, if anybody, what's up, chat? Watch The Switch, okay? It's a new movie called The Switch. I need you to watch that, right? Check that out. He says he can switch people out. And he does it right in front of them. And he says, like, yo, bro, like, I'll switch your wife out and I'll put another one of your wife inside of her body. And they're walking around and you think that's your wife and it's not your wife. This is what's going on. It's no longer, like I said, it's no longer spiritual. We figured out how to, turn into spirit and exchange the soul in order to control the vessel. So if I have the vessel and I'm just nothing but spirit, I can ruin your life. That's what everybody has been going through. So they can't recognize it unless you say things like The Switch. So when they watch that and they see that there's other people that can identify other than me, it's not just me playing games. It's the truth. We have to be careful with who we watch. You'll be in the car with Paul, man, but you're really in the car with Peter. That's Paul's body. But why is Peter in Paul's body? I've been going through this for a while in order to figure out and identify every soul inside of every vessel.
How do I know Orlando's in Orlando's body right now?
Ah, man, I would be 6 inches taller. Haven't you seen Kanye?
You say that a lot. You say a lot of people are other people.
Well, no, bro, you have to look at the vessel and look at how things work. If you love someone, you should know how they work inside of their own vessel. When they move that spirit to the next vessel, they still do the same thing, is all I've been saying to you. Some people actually, they love to indulge in things that are beyond the realm of human comprehension. And with $10 million, I can change my face and turn white, black, have six-pack. I can't.
Have you heard of the two-way app? The concept is that you can still communicate with your deceased loved ones.
Oh boy.
It's like they're FaceTiming, and the commercial was like she was FaceTiming with her mother that passed for new baby. Baby grows up, becomes like an adult, and then he's FaceTiming with his grandmother, and it's her voice, her likeness.
You take the app and you record a video of the person before they pass away. You have them turn to the side. You have them say a few sentences and words. That way the AI can take it and then make their own voice specifically for them, and then you upload that to the app, and then it creates this avatar of your loved one.
I hate that.
And you can have full-on conversations with it.
Their catch line at the top of their website says, human connection reimagined in the age of AI.
Not human connection.
It's a robot.
You take them like almost like a personality test with it, and so you have your loved one sit down, they fill out a survey, and like crazy.
It's weird.
We are living in Black Mirror more than ever before.
I know.
Literally. Terrifying.
No matter how weird we think it is, someone's gonna use it.
This can't be live. Because my brother supposedly bought a kettle that mounted into this. Like, what the heck?
That's what happens when you buy a teapot and not a kettle.
Okay, asking for a friend. What do I do if I accidentally made a haunted painting? Oh, Jesus. See, look, her eyes follow me. Because I was going for a mood, but I didn't mean to imbue a soul in there. I don't even know if I should finish her at this point, because she's going to finish me in my sleep.
There is something absolutely terrifying happening right now. You want to try to explain to me why women all across the entire earth, their cycles are all messed up for months? By the way, this picture has nothing to do with anything. It's just for your attention. Not aware of it? Ask your wife. So shout out the 50 Shades of Consciousness, because I didn't think anything of it until he said this. So I know my wife, her cycle's been messed up for literal months. Late months, didn't come from, etc., right? I see his post on his Instagram saying how many women are late on there this month or having irregular cycles. Trying to tie this in. And when I tell you pause and read, it's all the comments. Again, all the comments. Ask your wife, ask your mom, etc. Since September, a lot of joint pain. That's weird. My wife's been saying the same thing about her hips. A lot of fatigue. Wild, right? 2 months late, other hormonal problems, all in the comments, y'all. Y'all, this is some scary, scary stuff all over the freaking earth, especially all over the United States. But I just can't figure out why that would be. Completely unrelated, check out this really cool sky. We've been seeing some really cool stuff every day for a few months now. And it's not just women either. There's hormonal changes and psychological changes happening in guys too. I can never sleep, brain fog all the time. A lot of night sweats at nighttime. Sometimes it's good to sweat, if you get what I'm saying. Someone ought to figure this out very, very soon, because I can't even imagine how unhealthy what's happening is.
I can make it in one trip is universal, guys. And that's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button and be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.